Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Billiard Network, the home of Global Pool on YouTube. My name is Imran Majid, aka the Maharaja, and I'm going to be hosting today's match. This was a tournament taken place in Turkey a little while ago, and it's called the Turkey 10-Ball Invitational, and it's at the club called Billiardport in Istanbul. And here we have a semi-final match with Wiktor Zielinski from Poland against Denis Grabe from Estonia. It's rack number 1, and Zielinski has won the lag and is about to break off. We are playing 10-ball. So Zielinski breaks off, absolutely pounded them. Cue ball was jumping around everywhere and has made a very nice successful break. It's got a nice opening shot on the 2. 3's in a good position, so is the 4. I don't see too many problems in this rack. Just 20 years of age, Zielinski. And he's actually the youngest player to ever win a Euro Tour in 2017. He actually broke 2 records there. Not only did he complete the fastest Euro Tour final, he was also the youngest player. And as you can see, very fast and loose, exciting prospect. So he's going about his work nicely in this first rack. Bottom left on the cue ball, 7 o'clock. Get closer to the 7. He's quite fast, but he's not kamikaze-like. He's still quite controlled. He does walk around and check his angles, like most top players do. Bottom right on the cue ball. A little bit closer to the 9. And he'll probably play 1 rail position. Just a high ball, maybe a touch of left, not too much, because that side pocket comes into play. That's nicely done. And Wiktor Zielinski pots the 10, takes rack number 1. Rack number 2, Zielinski to break. Cue ball was tracking towards the side pocket there. And that's a dry one, I'm afraid. And here we see Denis Grabe, a good friend of mine. We call him Grabo, or Dennis the Menace, one of the two. Very good player from Estonia. Dennis is age 31 now. Dennis is the only player to actually win 2 consecutive Euro Tours. Back in 2014, yes, he won 2 consecutive events. I don't think anyone's ever done that. So a little bit about the format. It's a race to 4. You play 2 sets. If it's 1 each, then you play a shootout with the 9 ball just below the, the 10 ball just below the 10 ball spot, and the cue ball on the head string, behind the head string. So it's a shootout, which is very exciting and a good addition to the format. So I believe it's 16 players invitational invited, and the rest are from Turkey, from the Billiardport club, or from all around Turkey really. I'm sure all the good players are going to try and play against the best cream of Europe. So Denis faced with the 1 ball. 2 balls quite close. Has to negotiate position for the 3 now. 4's laying next to the 3. So if he gets pretty straight on the 3, he could play position for the 4 in the same pocket. He played that with top left-hand spin. 11 o'clock on the cue ball. And now he looks to have come a bit funny. I'm not sure if he can draw straight back and miss the 9, but that would be ideal for him. He wanted an angle so he could play the cue ball into the long rail and bounce out for the 4. That would have been his intended plan. Just looks to have come a little bit straight. That's why he's taking his time. He does have safety options. He could wedge him to the back of that 8 and send the 4 back down table. Yeah, it doesn't look like he can get position for the 4 in the same pocket. Or can he? We shall soon find out. Yeah, that was the problem. The 9 was a big ball there, which came into play. Does have safety options now. It's got the 8 and 9 there if he wants to go behind them. Oh, he's got this shot. Looks like Zielinski can see an edge of this 4 ball. Yeah, he's just weighing up his options. It may be that the kick shot might be a better play. But maybe he can't get to the long rail as intended. Does have a piece of this 4. Yeah, was in a funny spot there, and it actually caught the bump of the side pocket. Has left Grabe a shot here. Although it's rather thin. And if he makes the 4, he's going to go into the 5 as well. So he's got to trust to a little bit of luck here. That was a bit of a quick stroke there. But he's come out smelling like roses and snookered Zielinski behind the 9. Yeah, Denis will be unhappy with his attempted 4 ball. Should have got a lot closer than that. Usually a very good shot maker, Denis Grabe. Zielinski working out a kick shot from behind the 7. He's going to try and send the 4 back down table, ideally into a safe position. Okay, he's going another route, 1 rail. And he'll take that as well. You know what they say, it pays to hit 'em. At first glance, it looks like he can graze off the 4 ball and come behind the 10, but that's a little bit touchy. He could send the 4 ball into the 10 and play his cue ball over behind the 7. I think that's what he was just looking at. Yeah, this probably was the easiest shot to execute, and he's played it quite nicely. So this is a good event in preparation for the array of events coming up in America, and these guys are playing the Turkey 10 ball first and traveling straight from there to America for the events coming up in Vegas, and then they would go to Atlantic City for the US Open. That's a nice reply. Hit the right side of the ball and has got cover with the 9 ball. Denis does have a shot where he can hit the long rail first, hit the 4 ball pretty full, and try and stop the cue ball there, sending the 4 ball back down table. I think that's what he's looking at. He's calling the 4 in the side. It's always a good idea when kicking at a ball to call a pocket, because obviously they're playing 10 ball and it's called shot game. No flukes allowed. Yeah, he played that kick with it looked like he hit bottom of the cue ball, and that made him lose the cue ball actually. If he played with topspin, it would have stayed right there. Thin snick on the 4 for Wiktor, electing to play the combination, the 5 onto the 6. That's a good shot. Nice speed control. Can just dolly this in, leave the 5 over the pocket. Now 7s all the way over the other side of the table. Probably use the long rail with some bottom left. Side spin. He played that with about 7 o'clock on the cue ball, but has underhit it by quite some margin. And now it's going to be pretty tricky to get on the 8. Probably twice across the table, short rail, and then back into the middle of the table, or just past the middle. Okay, so that was an error, miscalculation. He was actually playing the 8 by the 10 into this bottom right corner pocket, and he got too much side spin on there, so Q-tip position was slightly off there. Easy 8 and 9 for Denis. And Denis pots the 10 and levels things up. 1-1. Denis to break. It is a winner break format as well. Denis made the 4 ball. No love on the 1 ball though. The 7 has come and spoilt the party. A lot of good players in this tournament. A couple of names are Joshua Filler, David Arcady, Denis Grabe, Rui Sanchez, and a small army of Polish players, including Konrad Jusizin, Wiktor Zielinski, and who's the other one? Mieszko Fortunski. I think I pronounced all those names pretty correctly, especially the Konrad Jusizin name. That's a bit of a tongue twister. So Denis didn't like the shot and is pushed out. Wiktor gives it back. Now we will see what Denis had in mind. When you're playing a push out, you should always have something in mind in case your opponent puts you back into play. It looks like to me he's going to kick on the short rail, try and get some separation. Yeah, so that looked pretty playable, making the 7 there. But I wasn't quite sure because of the camera angle. I've just been given this one view of the table. They have cameras mounted in the Billiardport club. Nice shot. Play the 2 in the side now. Looks like the 9 and 10 are a little bit of a problem on the right hand side of the table, but I think he can play a 9-10 combination. That looks pretty doable. Some high right on the cue ball. He played maybe 2 o'clock on the cue ball there. Now I can just draw this back slightly and then play the 5 in the corner and draw that back for the 6. Okay, he followed it. Same thing really. Does have the option to dislodge the 9 and 10 to break out the cluster. Does have the perfect angle to do that if he wishes. Like I said, the 9-10 looks pretty doable. But if he does open up the 9 and 10, it will make life easier for himself. That's probably what he's thinking. That was the problem. Yeah, wasn't always completely sure where the cue ball was going or where the 9 and 10 was going. So took a bit of a gamble there. Don't blame him. Now it does have a shot in this corner pocket, but has to travel around the world to get back for the 9. 4 rail position, just where he put his hand. Might have to elevate slightly as well, make the shot a bit tougher. That looks pretty good. That looks lovely. Nice shot, Denis. Absolutely perfect. Denis sinks the 10. Rack number 4. Grabe to break. Pots the 6 ball on the break and doesn't get an open look at the 1. So this is quite an exciting format, really. If it goes 1-all in sets, short sets, race to 4. If it goes 1-all, then you'll play a shootout. Denis electing to push out. Does have a thin cut on this one ball, but it's very tricky. I would like, if I was playing this shot, maybe cue ball behind the 7, send the 1 to the bottom rail. There's not much else he can do. Okay, he's going for a cross bank. Top touch of left-hand spin on the cue ball there. Wasn't far away. Denis didn't fancy the safety, so went offensive. And gives Wiktor a good look on this one ball. Draw back for position on the 2. Okay, he didn't draw back. And he missed that ball. He'll be unhappy with that. Usually very good shot maker. I think it's this format, it can put a bit of added pressure on a player. It's only a race to 4. And you have to get your act together pretty quick. It's a race, so you want to be fast out of the traps. Just like a greyhound. He's probably going to play safe, send the 1 ball back down table. Does have a shot where he could play with some left-hand spin, send the 1 back down the table, and put the white, the cue ball, behind the 7, 9. Does have other options. He could kick this ball, looks nice for the kick. Hit the short rail, send the 1 back down table. There is a bunch of balls he could hide behind. Okay, that's another shot he does have. Needs it to go. I think he's left an edge. Speed control was a little bit off there. Priority there should have been to get the 1 ball safe. When you are playing safety, it's good to get your object ball safe. Give that priority. If you do get a good cue ball, it's a bonus, but your priority should be the object ball. Touch of left-hand spin, not much to help the pot. And a nice kiss on the 2 ball. Or is it going to go in? I can't see the pocket. Okay, he made it. Not the worst result in the world, because he does have a shot on the 3, although it's quite thin, but this guy is a shot maker. Yeah, nicely done. I played Wiktor once in a Euro tour. I've played him twice, actually. Once he beat me 9-3 in about 20 minutes. And another time I beat him 9-6. So a little bit of right-hand spin here to get closer to the 5. Might be slightly hampered with the 8 ball. So he's going to have to use topspin here. Denis wants a referee to check the shot. It's always a good idea to call the referee over if there's a marginal play like this one. The 9's very close to the 5 ball. So just calling the referee over. Touch of top right English on this ball. Got to get your speed control right. Or maybe he played straight top there. Nice shot. Nice bump on the 10. That could have gone wrong hitting the 10 ball there. But he'll take it. He has the option to draw or follow. Get closer to the 9. Bottom right on the cue ball there. Nice positional shot. And I believe he's pretty straight and he can draw straight back. Or stun over like that. I don't have the best camera view, so apologies if I get the shots wrong. Wiktor Zielinski takes down rack number 4. Rack number 5 is winner breaks. So Zielinski to break. Makes a ball in the side. Not a great shot on the 1. That was a nice shot. I mean, it was a bit risky. He had to get his cue ball behind the 10. Otherwise, he would have sold out. But speed control was spot on there. Denis is probably going to go airborne here. I'll be surprised if he doesn't jump this. Or maybe he's electing to kick because jumping the 1 in doesn't afford any position on the 2. And he's just checking to see if he got lucky. It's marginal. It's nice to commentate on a little bit of 10 ball because 9 ball can be, what's the word? I shouldn't say boring. It can just be very repetitive, shall I say. Not too many clusters, open tables. So at least in 10 ball we get a bit of congestion, a little bit of traffic, a few clusters, and there's more play involved. We'll see more of the intricacies of the game, the kicking and the safeties in 10 ball. So he's going airborne. Fasten your seatbelts. Oh, that was so close. He hit the corner of the side pocket and nearly made the 1 in the corner had it not been stopped by the 7. Denis just looking to where he can play his cue ball. There is a window. He's got to make this 1 first. It's not easy. It's a little bit hampered with the rail. Yeah. Does he get lucky? I don't think so. I think he's got an edge. I think Zielinski's got an edge. Doesn't look like the 2 has an open pocket, so he might elect to go into the 2 to develop it. Oh wow, he played shape for the corner. And it does go. He had a look at that before. That was quite precise. Probably wanted the cue ball to run a little bit more. About an inch to the right would have been absolutely perfect. And he missed that. It looked like he caught the 3. It looked like the 2 caught a piece of the 3 and obviously deviated the 2 ball's path. Now, can Denis see a little bit of this 2 ball? The way he's looking at the 3, I believe he can. Yeah, lost the cue ball there. A little bit too much left-hand spin. And he's unhappy with that. Probably got an edge of this 3 ball. And plays a nice shot. Separates the 2 balls. A lot of distance, nearly 9 foot between cue ball and object ball. Doesn't look like Zielinski's got a carom on the 8. Or does he? Shall soon find out. Yeah, that's what I thought he'd do. See, he needed to get the 3 ball safe there. Like I said before, priority should be getting your object ball safe. So I would have put all attention into getting it somewhere by the 4. And then if you get a good cue ball, it's a bonus. But another safety error there, has to be said. Denis, a nice open shot on this 4 ball now. Well, I say nice, but it's not easy. 2-rail position, high right on the cue ball, maybe 1 o'clock to play the 4 in the same pocket. Okay, he played with inside spin. And that obviously made the pot harder, hence the miss. It's always easier to play outside spin than inside spin. Outside spin is more natural. So Wiktor will probably play a similar shot if he wants to play in the 4 in the side. I like coming back and forth across the table. Okay, he's playing it into the side. Has to be accurate. They probably elected to play it in the side because the 9 in the side pocket came into play. Zigzagging across the table. And also the 6 is in a nice position. So just rolled the 4 in, and now can stun over, play the 7 in the same pocket. He probably hit that with 3 o'clock on the cue ball. Straight top here. And a little bit of bottom left. Probably 8 o'clock on the cue ball. Left hand spin, tracks towards the 9. That's perfect because it's got a little angle going towards the 10. There you go, very nice. Wiktor takes down rack number 5. Rack number 6, the young sensation to break. 2 ball goes in the side. And it looks like he might have a carom on 3-10. He's got to deal with the 1 ball first. And looks like it's a nice combination on the 6 ball. One ball will track sort of towards the corner pocket, so play it with topspin and bounce your cue ball off the rail after making the combination. You should have a nice shot in the corner on the 1. Okay. The tangent of the 1 ball after making the 6 was going towards the the short rail, middle of the short rail. So now he's got a lock-up safety here. Bit of right-hand spin. Nicely done. Denis is in jail there. Does have kicking options, of course, but it's a hard ball to hit. Yeah, it does look like the 3-10 presents a carom, so Denis is looking to spoil Wiktor's party and try and make the carom more difficult or not available at all. Thing is, if he moves it slightly to the left, he's going to leave a combination on the 10. Yeah, tricky situation. I think he's got to move it like half an inch, if anything, to stop the carom on the 10, or the kiss shot, as some Americans call it. Yeah, he's thinking of playing the cue ball slightly into the rail and then make contact with the 3 and just move it slightly. Does that have that kick that I was talking about there? Hitting the short rail. Tricky situation. Yeah, slightly, if he just moves it to the left slightly. He's hesitant, he doesn't like it. Taking his time, and rightly so, because he is in a spot of bother. I was at this club a couple of years ago. Lovely club in Istanbul, owned by my friend, very good friend, Ferdi Ozdemir. Anyway, he did what I said, and he moved it like half an inch, just like I said. And now there's no carom and there's no combination on offer. So a good shot there. I don't know why he took so long to play that, but nice, effective shot. Does Wiktor send the 1 into the 10, 3-10, and snooker behind the 5? Looks like what he's doing. And yeah, he's left it up by his body language, slamming the chalk on the table. And this has opened up things nicely for Denis. It's always nice to win the first set in this format. You play 2 sets, race to 4. If it goes to a tie, there will be a shootout. But if you win the first set, you know you can win the match. If you win the second set and lose the first one, you know that you can only draw or only go for a shootout. That was a nice shot. Played with bottom left-hand spin. Can play this in the corner by the 10 and just stun over a little bit for the 7. Doesn't want to be straight on the 5. Doesn't want to be straight on it because needs to get to the 7. He's just having a look at the position now. Touch of left-hand spin. Played it into the rail slightly. See that? Makes the pocket bigger at that angle. If you shoot it into the long rail a little bit, it's like a buffer. It's like a backboard on a basketball net. Gives a lot more options as to how the ball will go into the pocket. Didn't really want to be straight, but should be fine. Because now he's going to have a slight angle on the 8. Doesn't really matter, but he would have liked to play a straight in stop shot on the 8 for the 9. Now he'll probably come around the back of the 9, unless he wants to draw straight across. Looks like he's drawing, is he? Okay, he's following. Yeah, he's got an angle to get on the 10. Straight top with, okay, with some left-hand spin. And a very makeable 10 ball now to tie up the match. Don't expect Denis to miss this. Three. We're all square, guys. Rack number 7 of the first set. Denis to break. Hits some good. Controls the cue ball nicely. Didn't make a ball. Quite a messy table as well. A 3 ball doesn't have an obvious pocket and it's a horrible position. Just by the side pocket there. Kind of on the jaw. Or some people call it the titty, the American terminology. I don't know why they call it the titty. I'd like to know. I'm not going to use the word titty anyway, because it can be seemed a little bit rude here in Europe, for obvious reasons. We usually call it the knuckle or the jaw. Okay, good containing shot. It's not going to put Denis in a lot of trouble, because Denis has a very easy kick shot here. Denis is weighing up his options, how to play this. Does he play it soft or hard? Okay, medium pace. And he'll take that. I think he's got him. He definitely can't make the ball. Maybe he's got a slight edge, but... So the 2 and 9 is opened up now. The only problem on the table is the 3 ball, which does have a pocket by the 9 ball. Quite a tall, imposing figure, Wiktor, at only 20 years of age. That'll do. That'll work. Denis does have a piece of this 1 ball, but there's not a lot he can do with it. He could maybe cut the 1 ball thin and send it long rail and then short rail and send the cue ball back down table. Almost like you're going for the pot on the 1 in the bottom left pocket there. But you want to hit it a little bit thinner than that. And you want to try and miss the 8 ball and send the cue ball back down table. I don't see much else what he could do. Yeah, he doesn't either. Thinking cap on again, Denis. And in the end, he played a kind of nothing shot. He's given up a shot here in the side pocket. Can just roll this in and play the 2-9 combination. Oh, that was a bit too hard. There was no need to play it at that pace, Wiktor. The 2-9 is very makeable, so just needed to roll that ball in. Thin cut on the 1 ball. Played it nicely. Two-9 combination now. He needs to control the 2 ball. Does he play it a little bit hard? And yeah, and make the 2 come away from the rail like that. See, if the 4 ball went there, it would have been pretty nice to play this 2 or 3 rails around back for the 3 into that corner, same corner as the 2. But it looks like the 4 ball slightly impeding his path. Maybe he's just gonna pot the 2 ball and play a safety on the 3. I think that's what he was just looking at. Oh, behind the back, Filipino style. Denis desperately wants to win this first set. Put him in a good position to win the match. Ideally, you don't want to have a shootout. But good, exciting format. It's better for the lesser players, really. Because it's only race to 4. They can beat anyone race to 4. And then it comes down to a shootout if it's 1-1. And if you're a good shot maker, you don't necessarily have to be a good player. You can be a good shot maker and win the shootout. Drawing round 5. Looks like. Okay, he didn't even attempt the pot and played a safety. I was actually going to call that safety. That was available as well. And he could have played the 2 into the 3 to slightly develop it and get a good cue ball behind the 4. So well thought out. Looks like Victor's thinking about jumping this shot. Yeah, he's going full out for the bank. Will probably want to hold the cue ball there. Could get a good safety out of it as well. Oh, and he made it. What a shot. Off the 6. But because he played it off the 6, Denis has the option. It's kind of a funny situation because he does have a shot on the 3, but he's slightly hampered with the 8. And this is crunch time. Both players desperately want to win this first set. He's jacked up slightly, needs to stop his rock. Doesn't want to go too far forward with this. Wants to ideally stop the cue ball there, or ideally bring it back a little bit, but he's in a tricky situation. Might not even attempt the pot, might just play safe and go back behind that 4, but that's a little bit dangerous as well. Could leave the 4 ball up over the side pocket. What would I do? I would just put all my eggs in one basket and I would try and pot the 3 ball in the corner. Okay, yeah. I didn't like that because he's always going to leave some kind of shot. And Victor can pot this 3 ball now. Might have to use... Looks like the tangent of the cue ball is going to go into the 10. It's going to catch a piece of the 10 anyway. And he might have to use the 10 to slow his cue ball down. You want to play this at some sort of speed. You don't want to slow roll that. Okay, the 8. And that's unlucky if he scratches as well. Okay, the camera angle was a bit deceiving again there. Long, straight 4 ball. And you're cueing from the corner pocket. But I tell you what, if anyone can, this kid can. Great shot maker. Just going back to his chair, composing himself. He knows it's a big shot. Wiped his cue a little bit. Let's see how he hits it. I reckon he makes it. Oh, very close. I expected Wiktor to get that. Denis going to draw this back. Now he can play the 7 in the side after potting the 5. Oh, sorry, there's the 6 ball there first. It looked like the 8 minute. So just a little bit of left-hand spin here. Track towards the 6. Ideally want it to be dead straight. Just made this pot a little bit harder, but it shouldn't be a problem at all for a professional player. Might have to play this with a little bit of inside spin now. Just a hair, maybe 11 o'clock on the cue ball. Just a hair, yeah. That's nicely done. And Denis the Menace looks like he's going to take down rack number 1. Set number 1, sorry. And he does, 4-3. So as you can see, Denis has got 1 set next to his name. And that looks to be a dry break. Looks like he can make a 1-4 combination. Oh, that was a mishit. It was trying to make the 4. Gives Denis an easy safety option here. Wiktor 1 rail kick. He's called it in the side. And that's a bad shot. You would expect Wiktor to hit that, especially playing at a slow speed like that. Looks like the cue ball checked up a bit when he played it, so maybe he was applying some spin, and there was no need for any spin. Rule number 1, hit the ball. Ball in hand, just roll a little bit forward, play the 2 inside. And this rack has opened up. I'll be surprised if Denis doesn't run out here. But strangest things have happened. Still got the 7 ball to get to the 8. That's probably the key shot of the rack. Yeah, it's not a gimme. Still a bit of work to do. I believe that's the 5 next to the 4. The 5 and 7 look pretty similar in colours, unless I'm going colourblind. Nice shot. Doesn't want to be straight. Looks like he's got a bit of angle. Can use the short rail here, bottom left on the cue ball. Try and get closer to the 7. Oh, he's going high. Okay, that works 2. Well, you want to clear the 10. Wow. Has it got there? Has he got there? So if he could play that follow shot, he could have played the stun shot as well. I didn't think he could get there playing the follow shot with inside spin. I'm not sure he's on this ball, and by his body language, he might have to kick at this. Play rail first, yeah. So that was a bad error from Denis. And he makes it. What a great shot. It was a good recovery shot, I mean, but there was no need for it. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. And now faced with a horrible shot on the 8 ball. But Denis is a good shot maker as well. I don't think he'd go for this because the scratch looms large as well. I think a safety, maybe a quarter-ball cut, send the, or do that. He's left this object ball up again. See, I would have made sure I got the 8 ball safe there. Priority to your object ball. Now he's given up a shot. I like cutting that 8 ball, long rail then short rail, and sending your cue ball down table. You know you're going to get a good 8 ball. So I think he's going to go for this. No English here. Just make this pop more difficult. You just got to make this and see how you go on the 9. Yeah, played it nicely. Nice line, nice speed. Good shot. I told you this kid's a shot maker. We haven't seen much yet, but there's much more to come. So he stunned that round the rails to let his stroke go. Didn't want to baby it. Wiktor wins the first rack of set number 2. You might be thinking, why are they breaking from the corner at 10 ball? And I'll tell you why. It's because they're using a conventional rack. They're not using a template. So what they're actually trying to do is make the 1 ball in the side pocket by hitting the break from the corner. Just going to draw this right back, play the 3 in the side. Can use some inside spin and play the 4 in the opposite side pocket. So that was 5 o'clock on the cue ball. Or 7 o'clock, sorry. Nice shot, nice control. Can play the 5 long into the corner. And this is simply connect the dots. No real trouble here. Plays it into the rail slightly. Good shot. You should always make note of those shots when they're playing into the corner pockets long. How they use the long rail to help the ball in. It just makes the pocket so much bigger. I used to like playing those center pocket, but over the years you've learned if you hit it into the long rail slightly, it's like a buffer. It will actually go in. I mean, this is on most size pockets. If you start talking 4-inch pockets or less, then it's a different story. So instead of rolling that in, he chose to stun round 2 rails, just let his stroke go. He could play the shot more confidently, and that's always a good idea. Denis takes down rack number 2 of the second set. Rack number 3. Grabe to break. They're not making any balls yet. But it's good. I like this style of play. I like the style of the break. Not so predictable. And you're going to get clusters. You're going to get safeties, push-outs. Which is a little bit refreshing, should I say, rather than the easy open table runouts when we play 9-ball. So it's going to kick it 1 rail. Yeah, I was at the Billiardport Club a couple of years ago with my buddy Mark Gray, and it was a warm-up tournament for the Euro Tour. So we went there like a week before the Euro Tour and played some challenge matches and a little tournament. And it was quite a successful trip. Beautiful club with good technology. They have laptop scoring on every table, good equipment. They have a nice stream. They have cameras on each table, streaming their matches every day. Lovely, friendly staff. And there's quite a nice hotel right next to it. Yeah, this was the prudent play. Yeah, go for the 1 ball, and if you don't make it, you snooker behind the 2. Zielinski in a spot of bother. I like going to Turkey because you get all the different types of kebabs. The doner, the Durham kebab, the Iskandar. There's all these different types of kebabs, which are actually named after different cities in Turkey. Okay, intentional foul. Tying up the 6 and the 8. Good thinking, because he was in a problematic situation. And that's always a good idea. If you can tie up a ball and you don't fancy kicking out, or the kick's too hard, just tie up a couple of balls. Yeah, it's going to play short side on this 3 ball. And in potting it, it'll probably graze the edge of the 8 ball, which will develop the cluster, I believe. Or he could follow right into the 8 and 6 if he's got that angle. Okay. I liked playing on the 3 ball because you could have made it into the corner and graze a piece of the 8 and still get position. He did touch the cluster, so might have developed it a little bit. He's just checking to see if the 6 ball goes. Does have a shot on this 3 in the side, which will lead nicely to the 4. Got to stay down here. No head movement. Yeah, nice shot. Yeah, looks like he's got to get this cue ball right on the end rail, maybe to pot it. If it does pot, who knows? I'm not sure if Denis is sure either whether it pots. Yeah, that looks like the favourable position to pot the 6 ball. Just a slight draw, not too much, or a stun. Yeah, lay your cue ball on the rail now. Pot the 5. Maybe he needs to be in a very precise position, and that's the only position from where he can pot the 6. See how he played that 5 ball into the rail, cheated the pocket a little bit to get his cue ball in the perfect position. So he's calling his opponent over, just in case he wants a ref to watch this shot because it's close. In potting the 6, he is going to hit the 8, and we'll have to manufacture position for the 7. Oh, and I forgot to say, as you can see, Predator logo in the corner. This tournament is sponsored by Predator. How can I forget? Both Denis and Wiktor are part of the Predator team, together with myself, and it seems like everyone's moving over to Predator now. Best in the business, of course. Denis uses the Revo shaft, and I believe it's the 11.8mm. Wiktor has the 3142, which I think he's been using for many years. Each to their own. Okay, that's the only way he could pot the 6. And now faced with a horrible shot as well. Does have safety options. Send the 7 up and down the table, down the middle of the table, and put your cue ball behind the 10. That seems the obvious shot, and he's looking at his route now. Would have been nice if they had a shot clock in this tournament, because some of the players are taking a bit too long. I know it's a tricky situation, but sometimes you just have to get on with it. Slowing down can maybe bring negative thoughts into your mind. But obviously sometimes you have to. Even the fastest players in the world, for example, I don't know, Earl Strickland or Tony Drago, they do slow down when needed. Yeah, nice shot. Used the 9 and the 10 for cover. And he's got him. Nicely executed. Wiktor might have to go 2 rails and call the 7 in the side. Unless he wants to play a jump bank. I don't mind that either. Did he call the side? I'm not sure. And that's disaster. They sold out the rack. Didn't get the end rail to get behind the 7 ball. That's what he intended. Don't forget, Wiktor's only 20 years old. The scary thing is that he's only going to improve. And if you've seen him play when he's flowing, he's actually good to watch. Denis takes down rack number 3 of the second set. Goes up 2-1, second set. Now Wiktor needs to get his act together. Otherwise, Denis is going to win 2-0. The only chance Wiktor has now is to force a shootout. In order to do that, he needs to win this set. Okay, no cigar on the 2, but does have safety options. Thin snick into the 6 and cue ball over the other side of the table, or hit the 2 and cue ball into the 6 and send the 2 on the other side of the table. Does have a triple bank as well, if he wants. But that doesn't really offer good position. Yeah, that was the most easiest to execute. You should always go with the safety that's the easiest to execute. It depends how you feel sometimes, really. If you feel good and your mind and body are in sync, you can maybe attempt more difficult safeties. Wiktor electing to play an intentional. And it looks like Denis might have a 3-ball plant. Is he missing a trick here? Looks to be pretty dead set. But like I said, it's deceiving from my monitor. Now he's looking at a play on the 10 ball. Carom off the 2 ball, or kiss shot on the 10. This is harder than it actually looks, yeah. This is probably the safer option, is to thin snick and go behind the 4 ball 2 rails. But he likes this carom. Nope. Back to the thin snick. Yeah. Good percentage play. And it's got him in a tight snooker. And need Houdini to get out of this one, really. Now he can play a 1 rail, but doesn't have all of the ball to hit. That's no, that's the 8 ball. So 2 fouls now. Denis will try and go for 3 fouls. He wants to put the cue ball in a similar spot. I believe they're playing 3 fouls anyway. Wiktor looks a bit dejected sitting in his chair. He hasn't played the best set so far in this match. I've seen him play much, much better. This looks good. Behind the 4 again. Tight. And Denis calling over the referee to have a look at Wiktor's hit, because it is going to be very close. The 8 is right next door. Cannot go up table because the 10's in the way. And this looks good. What a lovely shot. Yeah, he got it. He got it. And we're going back to this 3-ball combination now. Now Denis decides to have a look at it. It looks pretty dead set. He's got to go for this one now, yeah. Yeah, just draw your cue ball back slightly. Now you couldn't really legislate for that. He thought he would have a combination on the 8. But the 8 has come away from the rail. Now Denis is in the spot of bother. It's got to play a safety. Yeah, maybe rail first, catch a bit of the 2 and go behind the 4. Nice shot. Well executed. He's left a jump shot. Wiktor will go for his jump cue. Go back to your chair, Wiktor. Get your jump cue. We know that's what you're going to do. Oh, he's not. He's kicking. I don't know why he didn't jump. Wow. He's got a shot on the side for the 2 ball, but 3 is quite far away. He needs to get closer to the 3 if he wants to get back down for the 4. Inside spin. Now it's got options. I like the follow with the inside. I don't like drawing it because you've got traffic over there and you've got side pockets. So high left on the cue ball between the 5 and 7. Wow, that was nicely calculated. I'm pretty sure he intended that route, and sets up the rack. A little bit flat on this 4 ball. Can play it with draw with left-hand spin. 7 o'clock on the cue ball. Okay, he's going forward again. Did have a little bit of angle. Has he got there? Yeah, got to say Denis's positional play has been a bit here and there. Not up to its usual standards, I would say. Obviously, it's new equipment for them. New cloth, new speed of the cloth and everything. So he's probably just getting used to it. Oh, and he could see it. He was fine all the way. It's a little bit 50-50. He's got the corner pocket, he's got the side pocket. Side pocket would avail easier position. Probably going to jack up slightly. He's looking at both options. He's got to make up his mind to slow roll it or let his stroke go and go up and down table, which is not a bad shot. That's if he plays the 7 in the side. Yeah, and he missed the ball. So that doesn't count. It's 10 ball. It's a call shot game. That was a pivotal shot in the grand scheme of things, in the whole context of the match. If Denis went up 3-1 there, it would have been massive. Now it's 2-2. It's 2-2, and Wiktor Zielinski to break. Nice break, nice control on the cue ball. Made the 4 in the corner. Is the 1 going to dress up? No. Does have a combination on the 7, but it's not easy. Does have safety options. Can stunt in behind the 9 and send the 1 back down table. Can use the 7 as a blocker, send the 1 back down table. That's if he doesn't like the combo. Yeah, he's going for it. Need to pick your spot on the rail and then disregard the 7 ball and just shoot your 1 ball into the spot on the rail. And he made a hash of that. Expected him to get it. But in his defense, it wasn't laying perfectly. He had to make the combination a little bit. Was missable. It's not done that too much damage here. It's had a nice leave. Denis doesn't have too many attacking options here. I don't think he can carry the 7 in. Can bank the 1 in the side onto the 5, but where does the 1 go? Don't like that. Think he's going to play safe somehow. He wants to attack the 7, but wants to send the one ball down table. Maybe use the 10 and 6 as blockers. Send it over behind by the 3 somewhere. And cue ball back on this side rail somewhere where it is now. Maybe a bit further. Priority is object ball. Yeah, just what I thought. Needed the one to travel a little bit over. Yeah, at least another foot on the object ball he needed there. Left a shot for Wiktor. He played a similar one earlier in the set. The first set. Like I said before, very good cueist. Yeah, there you see, straight into the heart of the pocket. Not a problem for Wiktor. And pretty easy lay of the land here. Doesn't have to do anything. Doesn't have to do much with this 3 ball. 5's over the pocket. Bottom left on the cue ball. Get a bit closer to the 5. Just wants to be careful that he gets the right angle on the 8 ball here to get on the 9. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Just straight top here. See, if he landed a little bit shorter than that, it would have been a problem. But now can just float this in with some outside English. Probably 5 o'clock on the cue ball. Nicely done. Nice little angle to get off the rail. Didn't want to be straight on that ball. (3-2) to Wiktor Zielinski. Second set. Denis Grabe is up 1 set. They're playing races to 4. Has made the 2 ball. Looks like he's got a shot on the 1. And can draw his cue ball over for the 3 in the side, maybe, or the corner. So nice shot. He's got the 3 ball in the side. Got up and down table for the 4 ball. One rail position, play the 5 in the same pocket. Yep. To me, looks like a pretty easy carom shot off the 8 to make the 10. Because it's the 8 ball's lying in a bit of a funny position. To get over on the 9, you need to be perfect. I'm not sure. Could he play a carom? Is he having a look at that now? Yeah, the carom it is. Looks to be pretty dead set. Wiktor just calling over the referee just to acknowledge his hit. Yeah, easily done. Now it's 1-1 in sets. Now we go to a shootout. See, the 10 ball is placed just beneath its spot. This is quite exciting. New format. Be good for the viewers, if not the players. Now you expect this guy to get most of them. Yeah, centre ball striking there. You can tell by the path of the cue ball. Denis is going to be very good at these as well. Good shot maker too. I don't expect too many misses in the shootout, to be honest. So Wiktor's up 1. Centre ball striking again. You can tell by the cue ball. Is he hitting low here? No, same again. 2-1 to Wiktor. Two. Don't expect many misses here. Like I said, this could go on. I guess you just got to concentrate on yourself and your own technique and your own process. Yeah, these are all going into straight of the center of the hole. So I think they have 4 shots each, 4 innings each. And if it goes to a tie, if it's still 4-4, then it's sudden death. So Denis needs this to make it sudden death. He knows this one's important, so he's taking his time. You see his routine, his pre-shot routine, that's very important at a top level. When you're in a big tournament and you have to pot that 9 ball for 20k, believe me, you need a pre-shot routine and good fundamentals. That one struggled in a little bit, but it's in the hole, and that's all that counts. Denis had a little bit of a smirk there on his face. Nice shot. 5-5. And now it is sudden death. So it's almost like carbon fiber revo against wood. Which one is more consistent? Because they're both good shot makers. They've both got good aiming systems and techniques. Straight in. 7-7. Get your sleeping bags out, guys. This might be a long one. Straight in the heart of the pocket. Neither of them look like missing. The only difference here is Wiktor Zielinski is using his bridge on the rail, and Denis's cue ball is more towards the center of the table, and he's got his bridge flat on the table. I think Denis's technique for this shootout might be more consistent, because placing the cue ball there, you're cueing down at the ball. You have more chance of getting unintentional side spin on the ball, if you want to get technical. Ooh, he steered that in a little bit. Some body movement there, but it's in nevertheless. Wow, this is pretty amazing. 11-10. And neither of them are gonna lie down and say, I've had enough. Both have a competitive nature. They want to win this. Yeah, Wiktor sticking to his bridge on the rail. I mean, he hasn't missed a ball, so it's effective, to say the least. Ooh, that was close, yeah. A little bit of a body movement. Needs to stay still, Denis. Gotta say, Wiktor's technique does look a little bit better, especially on his delivery stroke. He stays more still. Denis can seem to be a bit jumpy at times. That was better. Now, I believe that this spot shot should be made a little bit more difficult, because this is, I mean, how many times are you going to miss this for a pro player? Straight in the middle. 15-15. Talk about maintaining your focus and concentration at the highest level. Nice. This is quite amazing. I did say they were great shot makers, and they're surely proving that right now. Wobbled slightly. Wow, 17 all. Who's going to miss? Who do you think's going to miss? Lucky they're fast forwarding this, otherwise we'll be sat here for ages watching this shootout. Wow, shot making at its best. They're both using centre ball striking. If you watch Denis's cue ball, goes more towards the side pocket than Wiktor's. It didn't that time hit the middle diamond, but usually it tracks towards the side pocket, Denis's. And I believe it's a foul if you scratch. $21.20. This is unbelievable. It's got to be some kind of record. I know we had a spot shot shootout and when we won the World Team Championship in 2010, and the spot shot there was tougher than this. It was like on the black spot. If you look at a snooker table, it was on the black spot, the equivalent. So the shot was much harder. It's more of a cut. Ooh, struggled in. As long as it's in, that's all that counts. Yeah, and going back to our World Team Championship, our spot shots went to about 19, 20 shots each. This is crazy. You've surpassed that now. And wow, did they go into the 30s? Or even the 40s? I mean, the kid just doesn't look like missing. If you were going to predict anything, you'd say Denis would miss because he's had a couple of dodgy ones. Excellent display of shot making. What can we say? Gotta say, if this shot comes up in a match or a normal rack, it would be like a hanger for them. And they're surely going to be in stroke after this shootout. Yeah, see there? Denis's cue ball towards the side pocket. That means he's using less spin. Yeah, I mean, if you use spin on this shot, you're making the shot much harder to pot, so centre ball striking is the best way forward. Some players might elect to punch it around 2 rails with some outside spin. That could also be quite consistent, but not as consistent as centre ball striking. Wow, it's going on for ages. They don't want a timeout or a toilet break or wash their face, or they're just going for it, toe to toe, fist for fist, blow for blow. 27-26. I mean, this is getting a bit ridiculous now. It's laughable. It really is. Imagine you were in that situation, and how much would you need to bear down, and how much would you need to focus and maintain your concentration? It's quite unbelievable. Yeah, the thing is, they're going to get better and better at making the shot. You know, they're dialing into the shot. It almost becomes unmissable. That's why I think you need to make this shot harder. I mean, on a good day, this could go into the 40s, 50s, 60s. Who knows? But you would think one of the players would lose a bit of focus. Come on, we're humans, we're not computers. We're not robots. These two are actually looking like robots, doing the same thing over and over again. Talk about repetition. It's good how we're slowing down the camera now and then to check out Denis's pre-shot routine. He does take some time on it. Has a look at the angle, double checks it. Head movement there. Wiktor stays more still. Better execution. If the cue ball was 1 diamond back, that would make it a harder shot. I think that's where they should play the cue ball from. Slightly further back, maybe 1 diamond will make the distance to the shot further, and it'll be slightly harder. Ooh! Wiped his feet, but it's in, and it counts. Oh, and we see a miss. Wow, it came by Wiktor at the end, and what an amazing performance, what an amazing display of shot making. Oh, Denis has to make this to win. If he misses it too, they're back on level terms. So this is for the match. Last ball. It'd be crazy if he misses it, wouldn't he? He's made 32 shots. It'd be such a shame if he goes and misses it as well. Wow. Ooh, nearly scratched. Oh, his heart was in his mouth there. But congratulations to Denis. And I've got to take my hat off to Wiktor Zielinski. What amazing skills they showed. Amazing display of shooting there. And wow, it's a shame to have a loser there. What a great match. And yeah, it was an exciting format. I thought no one's ever going to miss that shootout, but they definitely need to make that harder, I think. But nevertheless, Denis advances. And thanks for watching, guys. It's been a different kind of match with a different format. And stay tuned to the Billiard Network for more 9-ball action or 10-ball from across the globe. I'm Imran Majid, signing out now. Ciao for now.